what? We have a music expert with us today. Great music. Chad Taylor, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Morning.
Good. Good. First of all, Lou, stop faking it. We know.
This is a man who never complains, so when he says he's not feeling well, he doesn't feel well. So we're glad he's home taking care of himself. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to enjoy some great music acts that are probably around the area and some big announcements that have been made over the last couple of days.
We got some stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll start off the first thing. First of all, Garth Brooks is going to come to town.
Yeah.
He's got a show booked. It's going to be, what is that, April 30th?
It's been 23 years. He waited for the big number, 23, because he loves us so much.
Oh, and how does that happen that usually you have to book it out like you'd be buying tickets for next October, but all of a sudden tickets go on sale soon and all of a sudden he's here?
You know, it really, large parts of it are down to kind of, I don't want to say that, I don't want to say musician choice, because I'm not sure the artist necessarily sets all their ticket prices. But you know, the folks who run the tours for them have a pretty good idea as far as how fast something will sell out in a specific area. And something like this, where it's, you know, again, Garth Brooks, who's one of kind of the great big names in kind of really modern country, and who hasn't been here in a long time. There's a pretty high confidence factor that those won't need very long to sell out. So generally speaking, if it's a show like that, they'll set it fairly close to the time. And in this case, this is a good example where he's coming in April 30th and tickets don't go on sale until the 11th of this month. So it's a fairly quick turnaround for that, but I don't think they're going to have any problem selling that show.
It'll be fun.
Oh, and I also hear rumors that he books more shows. Like if it sells out quickly enough that he'll be like, okay, we're throwing another show in so that everybody can that wants to see it can. And
that's part of the luxury of having a tour that's not in support of something, where you can really kind of be a little more flexible with it, because you're not necessarily trying to hit so many states or so many cities or certain areas. He's really just out there kind of just playing music. And in this case, I mean, Trisha Yearwood's coming with him, so he's got his wife in the van. You know, he's in no hurry. So I feel like if this show does well and does sell out, there's a decent possibility that he would go ahead and say, well, we'll stay an extra day and then book another show, and so there would be a second chance.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to be here tomorrow.
But don't wait on this.
No, I was saying don't hold your breath and bank on that. Yeah. No, if you want to go March 11th, hop on Ticketmaster, get your tickets now, because they're going to go quick.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I'll talk about. Moving on, also locally, the Iowa Blues Society is now taking applications for this year's Iowa Blues Challenge. So of course, you know, obviously every summer they have the contest. The winner goes on to Tennessee to the National Blues Challenge. We had I believe 3 acts go this year. So it's always a good annual event. The contest shows are always a lot of fun. Some really great blues music in town. If you want to have submit your band, all applications have to be received by April 8th. Full information is at www.cibs.org. So good luck to anyone
CIBS.org.
CIBS.org. Also locally, this year's first round of acts for Nightfall on the River have been announced.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yep. So
anybody good?
Some good stuff. A lot of acts that have been here before. So it's not much new yet, but some really good acts. Yeah, we've got Hairball, Here Come the Mummies, the Nadas, Los Lobos, Brandy Carlisle is coming back, Michael Franti, Josh Garrels, and Slightly Stupid are the first round of announcements.
Okay.
So like I said, some acts that have been here. Some that have been here fairly recently. Michael Franti and Brandy Carlisle both were here just last year. Brandy was here actually twice. She played Nightfall last year, and then she came back and did Hinterland. And Iowa loves Brandy, and she was really surprised by the turnout. So she announced on a Hinterland stage she was going to come back again this year.
Nice.
So we expect some decent sized crowds, and of course they're going to make more announcements on these things as the summer progresses, and they can add more bands. But NightfallDSM.com has all the information as far as times, dates, tickets, all that good stuff. So I'm excited, because I always get really excited for the spring and early summer, because we get these announcements for all these festivals and all these bands coming into town. This is really my favorite time of the year. So it's like Christmas.
It's like
every day. Every day. So that's great. One last kind of local music note: Central Iowa Music Lab, which is a great camp run by James Bean, teaches music instruction and stuff. So at the end of every class session, they have their showcase, their concert, where they have the students come in and play music and do some originals, maybe do some covers kind of stuff. So they're having that event over at Lefty's on Sunday, March 6th, 1 p.m. And the nice thing about it is that it's always free and it's all ages. So it's a nice chance to kind of get the kids out, go spend a Sunday afternoon with the family, hear some local music, some local music students. James Bean's a great guy. It's a great program. So it's always fun to support that. And Lefties, of course, is a great venue. So this Sunday, 1 p.m., free, all ages. Two more shows to announce. We've got Chicago is coming to Ames this year. Yep, going to be at Stevens Auditorium.
Wow, that'd be great.
Wednesday, August 10th is the date for that.
Yeah.
Tickets are going to range from $50.50 to $126. And are available Friday through Ticketmaster and the Stevens box office. So that's going to be a really fun show.
The ticket should be $25.64. 25.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what they should be.
I had the opportunity to MC a Chicago concert at Hilton Coliseum in the day.
Yeah?
They are phenomenal.
Wow,
They are wonderful. I've heard them a couple times.
Yeah, they're a really great band. So coming through town here in August. And then for the first time in 7 years, Slipknot is playing their hometown.
Yes.
So that's a pretty big deal. And this is actually
a huge deal.
And one heck of a lineup.
I'd say a really big show. Yeah, Laser is putting this on to celebrate their 20th year. Slipknot's coming to town, playing Wells Fargo Arena August 5th, along with Marilyn Manson and Of Mice and Men, which is, those three bands together are bigger than probably the last 3 years worth of Laserfest lineups.
I was going to say, that's going to be a very loud
it's going
concert. But this is kind of in honor of a concert series that we don't have any longer.
Right.
But just kind of saying thank you for everything. And
exactly. So, and like I said, this is the first time in just about 7 years since Slipknot has played this area. Because they've been, for the last few years, in kind of this weird middle ground position where they've been kind of a level of popularity and success where they're too big for like Woolies or the Valor Ballroom, but they weren't quite big enough to guarantee they could get 10,000 people in Wells Fargo Arena. So this is kind of a nice group because they've got the new album, they got the Grammy nominations, they're kind of riding that extra wave of publicity. Plus with with bands like Of Mice and Men and Marilyn Manson in to kind of help put those extra couple thousand fans in the seats. This is going to be a pretty full arena, I think. Yeah, tickets go on sale tomorrow. HiVTix.com. They start at $45, so it's actually fairly reasonable as far as a Wells Fargo show goes. So, and I would also, again, because of the time, I would expect those to go pretty quick. So if you want to get them, hop on fairly early tomorrow morning and score your tickets.
I love how the music scene is just exploding here in Central Iowa. It's wonderful to see. You don't have to travel to Chicago or Omaha or Minneapolis. You can just stay right here in your own backyard.
It's getting better every year too. So it's a nice trend. Yeah.
Love it, Chad. Thank you, Chad, for coming in this morning and talking about great music.